So spoiler alert, spoiler alert. And this is why I don't want to cut my grapevine. This is 29 bags of potatoes. Truth be told, honest truth. If I could be completely honest with you, you made that decision more than once too. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And guess what we're doing today, y'all? We're going on a garden tour. If you are new here, my name is Asia, and I garden in Virginia, Zone 7B. I grow in ground, I grow in bags, raised beds, green stocks, greenhouses, in ground, and no dig. I don't know if I said no dig or not, but y'all, everything that I can plant is planted out. I'm super duper excited. We're starting our season, and y'all know how I get. But also, we fixed the orchard area. And when I say fixed, some things are gone. So spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I know people did not want me to get rid of the roses. The roses are gone. The roses will not be gone from the garden completely. Well, those roses will be. Those roses are gone. But I'm going to try to find, for one, a miniature rose bush, like something that doesn't grow really tall. That's gonna be number one. And then I want a rose bush that gives you full-size roses. The roses I had were knockout roses, and so I want to find a full-size rose, but in a miniature tree. So I'm gonna look for that, a miniature bush. So there are things that's gone. So I figured I would do a spoiler alert for y'all, because those roses are gone. But y'all, let's get to it. I mean, like literally everything I could plant out is planted, and I'm super excited. Let's get this garden tour going. First, I want to show you, these are all the seedlings we have left. We needed 4 seedlings for the greenhouse, pepper seedlings. Those are those 4, and we needed a basil. So that's the basil right there. These 6 tomatoes are just extra tomatoes. Now, could I just stick them somewhere? I absolutely could, but I don't want to just stick them somewhere. So those are basically extra tomatoes. I'm gonna see if my friend and his mom want some, because I don't want to just stick them anywhere. I don't have to do that anymore. I have tomatoes everywhere I wanted tomatoes. So with that being the case, I'm gonna see if my friend and his mom want some tomatoes. We're gonna come back to the green stalks. They're looking really good. We got our 2 new ones in set up. Me and my daughter did it together because she was taking all day, baby. But they're in, they're set up, and I know you're wondering, like, I thought you were gonna do mint and lemon balm. I was, but when I got the orchard redone, I found a spot for them and they could stay where they are. So we're gonna start with this orchard because I know people want to see it. Okay, so what I decided with the orchard is, like, having that fence up was just making the space feel smaller. It's already a small space, but it was making the space feel even smaller. So I took the fence down. All of the trash cans that were back here, they're in other spots in the garden. Like there's one right here, there's one over by the greenhouse that I use for storage, and then there's one over by the sink. So the trash cans are spread out around the backyard for use. But see, now this is my mint, my lemon balm, my anise hyssop. There's a fig tree over here in a bag. I'm gonna change all of these to the same pots. I just need to find the pots because the fig tree definitely needs to come out of the bag. We have comfrey that needs to go in the ground because comfrey performs better in the ground, right? I just don't have anywhere to put it at the moment. Although this is now a free space where I put a zinnia at this point. It's just zinnia. And the comfrey that I have down here, if you can see, it does not seem to be spreading like out of control. As I understand it, there's 2 different types of comfrey. I am thinking I probably got the one that does not spread or doesn't like take over type spreading. So that comfrey might go on the other side of this gate. Okay, gate I got from Lowe's. It's basically a panel. It's a fence, it's not a gate. This fence panel I got from Lowe's. Yes, the tags and stuff is still on it. I was tired, y'all. The tags and stuff are still on it. You could build a whole fence with the panels and the gate. That's what that is too. I just painted it yellow. And I will eventually paint that fence yellow. I don't know when, so please don't ask me when. I don't know. I'm tired, y'all. And I hurt my arm. So like I can do this, but it hurts a little more when I try to lift it up. It doesn't hurt as bad as it was. I was talking about it over on my vlogging channel, and I know people are probably gonna ask me about it. So it feels better, but it's not 100%, but it is much better than it was. Anyway, back to the garden tour. So like I said, comfrey probably gonna go on the other side. Right now it's just a zinnia because I had an extra zinnia and I wanted to make sure I planted it this year. But so this is way neater than it was. Oh, also the stinging nettle is going. I don't want the stinging nettle no more. I wasn't using the stinging nettle, and so with that being the case, the stinging nettle is gone. We have a pile of trash that I have to get up. So I did this yesterday and I did not clean up yesterday, and then this morning it was like really chilly, gloomy, rainy, everything. It's very nice now. I've been looking for the sun all day, so when I saw it, I came outside and got back to work. Every time I would talk about the apple tree down here, someone would tell me you need 2 apple trees. I have 2 apple trees. I always have. The other one was back here and it was being swallowed by this grapevine, which I love the grapevine. So now this is that tree. I cut it back a lot. So if it died, it died. We'll buy a new tree. I hope that it doesn't because I moved it now. You know, I don't know. And somehow I nicked it. So that could end up being some type of disease or something. So I don't know. But we did move it. It wasn't really thriving where it was. I just hope that it does not die. So we can also now really see the fig tree. This was gifted to me a while ago, and I'm super excited to see what it does this year, and now I can really take care of it too. And looky here, y'all. That's the citrus tree that's growing back. That is the pink variegated lemon that's growing back. So I basically cut all of them. I have them where they are now just to hold the cardboard down, but I'm trying to see what's gonna come back. If it comes back, we're gonna keep it. If it doesn't, we won't. And so I don't know. I feel like that one is probably dead, but we'll see what happens, y'all. Cause Broken Calvin was trying to convince me, like, keep the apple tree, try to like cut the citrus back, this, that, and the third. So I'm doing what they told me to do, baby. But if they don't live, if they dead, I'm gonna get rid of them and I ain't getting no more. Right here we have a peach tree that's doing well. That peach tree will stay there. This tree back here is also a peach tree, right? So when the season is over, when the leaves and stuff die back, I'm gonna cut this back very far too. And then I'm gonna move that to right here. And so that should really open the space up for me. The fact that I'll be able to go in this way, that should open up the space, and I'll also be able to move through the middle. So when I'm picking the grapes, I won't feel like I'm just stuck in there. That's why I took the fence down, and I like this so much better. My son came out and he was like, oh yeah, this looks way better. And he would have helped me because he definitely was like, you need to sit down, but he was not here. And so I just wanted to get it done yesterday. I had thought about it like all evening long the night before, and I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. And I got out here and I did it. I just, like, when I got tired, I took a break. When my arm started hurting, I took a break, but I got it done, and I very much like this a lot more. Any of the limbs that I cut, I try to put it back under the tree. Hopefully it'll feed the soil. Well, not any of them, but a lot of the small ones is what I'll say. The leaves and stuff don't look bad right now, so I'm hopeful, y'all. That's the new orchard area, and I put that fence panel here so that my dog couldn't get in, but I like having it opened a little bit, and that's the whole point. So she can't get into the main garden without me knowing she's in there, and it's up off of the ground because I couldn't get them stakes in no more. Which is fine. She's not gonna try to get under there. I'm pretty sure there were rocks in this spot from like people who lived here before me, my grandmother, probably people before her. I don't know. So I got it down as far as I could, and that's where it's at. I don't mind it. Since we are over here, let's look in the quick tent greenhouse, which I'm feeling very happy about. Like, let me show y'all. We have Emerald Delights. These are 2 Emerald Delight squashes. They are looking really good, really healthy. I am gonna need to stake these. I have not got around to it, but I'm going to. But look at them, y'all. They are growing nicely. I'm pretty excited about that. This is a Roselle or a sorrel, so that's looking good too. Not a lot of growth, but it has grown a little bit since we put it in here. And then we have nasturtiums. Haven't seen any flowers yet on the nasturtiums, but I do think that's due to how much light we're getting. I do think we will get nasturtiums. I'm really happy with the way that this entire greenhouse is looking. It is looking like we're gonna get some harvest out of here. Back here, we have the Costa Romanesca, or Costata, I think, Romanesco in this bed. Also with some nasturtiums, but everything is looking really good. I don't know if y'all remember, I said I was gonna maybe put some patio tomatoes in here. I decided to put some patio tomatoes in here. And so that's what we have here, 2 patio tomatoes. They were extra seedlings. And again, I was like, okay, they can probably go in there. For one, these squash are not gonna last all season. And so I figured by the time the squash die out, we could go ahead and start getting some of these cherry tomatoes. And if you remember, when I got the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse, I was very excited because I said I wanted to donate to the school. So I wasn't donating to the cafeteria because I think a lot of people were confused by that. They were like, it's funny that they would let you bring food. It's not me donating to the cafeteria. They have a food drive. Now, I have not had any success finding like who I'm supposed to give that food to or if I even can. It's sponsored by a local food bank. So what I do know is there are other places that I can donate food. We're gonna have a lot of food this year, more food than I have ever had. If this garden season is super successful and all of these plants give us food, we're gonna have a lot. So either I'm gonna donate it to our local food bank, or I know they have a food drive on like Fridays around here, and I'm just gonna go see who I can donate to there because we're gonna have a lot of food. Back here, we have the scallop squash. I'm pretty sure all of these are scallop squash. Maybe not this one. I don't know how to say the name, but that's what this one is. All of these were planted recently, like in the last 2 weeks, so I don't expect them to be the size of the ones I just showed you. And they're in the back of the greenhouse, so they're getting less sun. Either way, I think we're gonna get some harvest off of those as well. Now over here, we have more patio tomatoes, and you can see they've grown since we put them in here. Very excited. I am gonna get some stakes, just haven't gotten around to it. We also have a miniature marigold trying to bloom. I think that's a very pretty one. It's gonna be beautiful, tiny and beautiful. And then we have some basil in the middle. So all 3 sections have the same thing. 2 patio tomatoes, 2 marigolds, and a basil in the middle. So I think it's gonna be a nice harvest in here too. This bed gets the most sun, and after that, this bed gets the next amount of sun. The 2 beds back here don't get a great amount of sun, but I think they will get enough to grow because we had roselle back here last year. It grew nicely. I think that we're gonna have a good season in here. I don't think I'm gonna plant that out for the fall though. Like nothing did well in there in the fall. Well, I guess early fall maybe. Year before last, not last year. Last year just did bad. We'll see. Maybe we'll try some stuff in there, but I'm not going to expect that once like we lose daylight that it's going to do well because it just didn't do well last year. Anyway, I do think it's going to be great for the summer though. All right, so we've gotten this cleaned up. We needed to get it cleaned up. It looked a mess over here. I do need to get the trays from the citrus from over here. Haven't got around to that. Also might rake. We got a lot of the little balls over here because of this tree right here, which I think I'm going to call somebody and see if it's possible for them to get some of those limbs because it's so many limbs right over my greenhouses. Anywho, the lavender bed with our pansies look amazing. And we got some flowers probably about to come. It's not going to be a whole bunch, but we'll get a little bit of lavender this year. So that'll be cool. And I think as the years go on that this lavender will get better. Lavender just doesn't need a lot from you. I don't do anything to this bed. I put it over here and that lavender is just here. It's doing great though. And so with that being said, that is a plant you probably want to try because you don't have to hardly do anything to it. So here we are to the Bootstrap Farmer greenhouse. That's looking absolutely amazing. And we have tomatoes in here also. I think now that the birds have like made their nest and stuff, they're not in here as much. I come through and push the straw back and I'm noticing that when I come back, it's not as much in the walkway anymore. So I think they no longer need it. Thank goodness. Anyway, we did get our 2 other tomatoes in here because we went ahead and pulled the onions. We pulled the onions and what did we find? We found allium leaf miner. I don't think I'm going to try onions next year. I'm not giving up on onions. I want everybody to know that. I'm going to take a year off from planting them. Maybe the allium leaf miners will move along. And then in 2020, 2028, yes, in 2028, because I'm not going to plant in 2027. 2028, Lord willing, I will try again, and hopefully the allium leaf miners will be gone. So yes, we put our 2 other tomatoes in here. These are super sweet 100s, both of them. I figured since I don't have great luck growing those, the more I plant, maybe the more chances I have to grow a really nice one. So we will see. We are going to leave this Swiss chard. So we would have had a spot for 4 more tomatoes. So that's what some of the extra tomatoes are. But this Swiss chard is doing great. It's showing no signs of bolting. And so we're just going to leave this and let it go right on through the summer unless it bolts. And then we'll just put something else, maybe some green beans or something here. Right here you have, oh, super sweet 100s again. So all 4 of these are super sweet 100s. I put 2 of each in. So 4 super sweet 100s. These are Rosella. Someone sent me the seeds, said that they were like their favorites. So I wanted to try them. They're like a reddish burgundy looking one. Oh, and there's basil in between all of the tomatoes. I want a lot of basil. And so right here we have great white tomatoes. These are our slicers. More basil. This is a Brad's Atomic Grape. So that is a grape-shaped tomato. Also from My Saved Seeds. I'm pretty excited about that to see how they do. And then back here are our Cherokee Purple. This is really the only spot where I had planned to have slicers. There are now slicers out in the main garden because I did not start enough of my determinate varieties. So we have a few indeterminate out in the garden too, and that's okay. In the bed right beside you where I just showed you all of our tomatoes, we have peppers. And these are shishito peppers, started way earlier than they should have been. If you've been here for a while, you know I was making content for a company, and that's why I started these. We already have shishito peppers, and in a few days I'm going to harvest these, and I'm also going to do a good fertilizing of all of the beds in here also in the next few days. We have shishito peppers all the way down the front, and see, like right here we have quite a few shishito peppers already, and y'all know that makes me excited. We have a nasturtium. I have to get some seedlings. I'm just gonna go buy another tray. I'm gonna get some more marigolds, regular size. The miniature ones did not do well in here, so there's one right here and one right there, and they just didn't do well, and that's fine. We'll make sure we have marigolds in the tray when we buy them. Back here is candy cane. Very excited to try these. This is my first year trying them. I love that the plants have variegated leaves, but the plants are looking really good. So all the way back here is candy cane, and we actually have a flower on there. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, the peppers that I showed y'all, they're gonna replace these cabbages when the cabbages are done. But listen, this one is getting eaten up. But y'all see that? That's a tight head of cabbage. So I have successfully grown cabbage, y'all. I am super duper excited. This one is also heading up. All 4, there was one right here. We already harvested that, but all 4 of these were successful. And the seed variety was Katarina, and it was from Haas Tools. By the way, want to throw out there that I am now an affiliate with Haas Tools. They saw my post on Instagram and they were like, oh, we would love to work with you. And I was like, yeah, I ordered from them even not being an affiliate. And so now I am. There'll be a link down in my description, like if you were looking at ordering from Haas. And if you decide to use it, I really appreciate that. I'll get a little commission and it'll help me out. So I really appreciate it if you do. So I don't really know what's going on with this garlic. I was gonna pull it, but then I was like, no, we're not gonna pull it. We're just gonna leave it. Garlic is normally harvested in June or July, I think. I think maybe between May and July, depending on where you are. With that being the case, I'm just gonna leave it. But this is gonna be my watermelon bed. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Watermelon are heavy feeders, right? These beds were made with unfinished compost. And I mentioned in my other video, when I say unfinished, it was not hot. It just hadn't all broken down, but very, very nutritious. So they're heavy feeders. I don't have the best luck with watermelon. I can let them kind of grow in this space because we already have down the weed barrier, fabric, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a perfect spot. And it's a lot of space. So I can probably get like 3 to 4 plants in here, if not more. So I started my watermelon seeds, and we're gonna see. I also ordered some more watermelon seeds from Haas just so that I can try different varieties. So with that being the case, we're gonna do a seed unboxing once I get them, but I don't have them yet. Anyway, That's the plan. But right now, I truly have no idea what's going on. I'm just going to keep watering and hope for the best. They 100% do not look like anything that's out in the garden. I will tell you that. So my mother wants a green stalk. We're going to give her this one. I told you I don't think that the blue really matches with my color scheme. And I know somebody going to be like, you got a whole bunch of colors out there. I know, but I feel like this one doesn't match. Anywho, she wants one. She likes strawberries. She likes potatoes. It's already planted out. So this weekend, I'm going to give my mother that green stalk. When I first started growing in green stalks, I asked her, did she want one? And she didn't want one at the time. Over the weekend, I told her that I have some lettuce. And she came to get the lettuce and she was like, she thinks she wants one. Someone else that she knows watches my channel and they ordered one too. So I think that had a little bit to do with it. Either way, I'm excited that she wants to grow in them because they're way easier to grow in. And like I have a friend and he was not having the best luck. And now I think he probably has 6 green stalks and he's having amazing luck growing. I think that if you want to start gardening, green stalks are a great way to do it. So I'm glad that my mother is getting one. She already gardened. She already has a little block bed, but I think this is going to help her grow even more. So I'm excited for her. But speaking of green stalks, let's look at the green stalks real quick. I feel like we've talked about the green stalks a lot. I'm not going to go through each one of them like I normally do. If y'all want a separate garden tour of the green stalks, let me know. Because at this point, 16, maybe 16. If I give that one to when I give that one to my mom, I'll have 15. But let's just be clear. I saw another color I want. So with that being the case, I'm honestly, there's gonna be a green stalk there, just not that blue one. We have our 3 tiers, and you know, I was not a fan of 3 tiers at first, but I really like the 3 tiers. So we got 2 raspberry green stalks, and everybody was saying my nails kind of match, and you are absolutely right. Didn't even notice that when I got them. But so we have 2 raspberries. If you're not aware, Green Stalk is having their Mother's Day sale. Any one of these 3 tier, 5 tier, or 7 tier is $50 off, and I want to say you get a free magnet. They have door busters, so if you're interested, you can use the link below. You can get $10 off, and you don't actually need my code. When you click that link, it's going to automatically apply it. Anyway, you get $10 off an order of $75 or more. If you spend $150, you get free $150 plus. You get free shipping. There's a few things. I think you get a free magazine right now. Oh, and somebody was asking about what the magazine code is. If you have the magazine, if you got it the last time when it first came out, if you already have it, there's a code in there. They put a sticker on it this time, you get something free, I think. And it depends on the time frame. They decide what's free. That's what that code is. So just letting you know. Anywho, because we now can leave the mint and the lemon balm where it is, I decided that we just were going to plant this the way that we planted all of the rest of the green stalks. And so we have peppers in this one. There's a few peppers. There is tomatoes. There's beans in all the extra pockets. I also put our dreadlock amaranth in here. I don't know how well it's going to do, but yeah, so that's a Morosky pepper. Only one of those did well for germination. Down here, we have another shishito. These are patio variety tomatoes. I put them on the top because they do get kind of big, so I can stake them easily with the bamboo stake at the top. This was an extra lemon drop, so put that in there too. Oh, look at that. And I missed some beans when I planted that out earlier. So I have a lot of beans that I got from my local feed and seed a while ago. Really trying to use those seeds up. I can preserve them or I can donate them. And beans grow so fast that, you know, I can plant them, get a harvest, plant something else, and still be able to plant for fall. So with that being the case, I'm planting beans in a lot of these extra holes. This one is pretty much planted the same way. Doesn't have a lot of flowers or any flowers, I don't think. Peppers, beans, and tomatoes are in that one. I really do like the 3 tier. I like that I don't have to reach up and stuff. I actually do like the 3 tier now. I purchased those the first day. I purchased all of this because I support them too. I purchased all of this, the top, the green stalk, and the spinner as soon as the Mother's Day sale went live. And so I did get a good deal. I didn't go with the original because I really like the basket weave. So basket bucket weed was what, $20 extra, but you know. So back here we have our flower raspberry one. It's looking good. I noticed that this didn't have enough moisture. These flowers specifically, they were stressed. So I went through and I watered really good. It's looking way better now. But I mean, I can't wait for these. I keep telling y'all that. I cannot wait for those flowers to pop up. Right here, we do have some sunflowers that have come up. So I'm gonna put the sunflowers in here, the dwarf sunflowers. I found allium leaf miner in this blackberry one as well. I pulled out the ones that seem to have it, but I'm leaving them just to see if I could get them to grow to a bulb. But we do have some empty pockets in there. Might be a good idea to drop some beans, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave it until I can get some kind of harvest and then just clear it completely. This lemon one still looking good. Because it's been cool, our brassicas are looking really good too. You know, I didn't pull all the brassicas, so we still have collards. We still have Swiss chard in here. This is garlic. And so I'm not seeing allium leaf miner on the garlic. That's interesting because those are alliums too. It's mostly on the onions and the leeks. It's very odd. Anyway, I'm happy about that. I don't want it on the garlic. I'm just wondering how they're deciding what they want to be on. Over here, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that Swiss chard. I have to order more of these. I like to use it for the beans. Beans are in all of these empty pockets as well. You have a few garlic left in here. I did throw a basil in here because it was extra. You still got some collards up here. So that one is looking good too. Just waiting for the beans to pop up. So, funny thing, didn't find much allium leaf miner in this one. And this is a mix between garlic, onions, and shallots. But I didn't find much allium leaf miner in it. And this one actually looks a little bit better. So I do not know, y'all. I don't know how they decide. And either way, I'm okay with it. As long as I get something, I'm okay with it, honestly. Strawberry green stalk looking good. Like I said, everything I went through and I watered all of these very deeply, and then it rained. But they don't get a lot of rain anyway. I said I was gonna start taking the top off when we're gonna get a lot of good rain. See if that makes a difference. But yeah, we have strawberries that we need to harvest. I harvested strawberries yesterday. We also have some snapdragons in here, some Swiss chard down there. Eventually though, this is gonna be a full green stalk of strawberries. Oh, marigolds in here as well. Our leek potato soup green stalk. Oh, this is the pile of stuff from yesterday that I have to get up. Just haven't done that yet. This is our leek potato green stalk, looking amazing. I cannot wait to see how well these potatoes did. The plants are growing amazingly, amazingly. I'm not seeing any allium leaf miner on these leeks, so we absolutely love to see that. And at the bottom of this, you have celery. And this celery doesn't seem to be doing as well as the other celery, but I think it's because it's getting shaded. I should have put the celery up, but my thought was because celery likes cooler weather that the shade would be helpful. I don't think that was true. So next year, if I do a leek potato soup green stalk, I know that the celery will go into tier 3, and then the potatoes will go in 4 and 5, and that's fine. Also, my allergies, y'all. So that's what you're hearing in my voice. It is my allergies. I'm still trying to give this away. My mom came to get some, but look how well that lettuce is growing, y'all. It looks so pretty in this green stalk. Over here we got beans coming up. We have beans planted in all of the extra pockets. So we got beans coming up, and we also have some zucchini or some squash. What's that? Yeah, that's Emerald Delight, and that is a good one that I grew last year in here. So trying to see how that goes. Let me see if I could get over here to the green one. It's called Evergreen. It's looking great. So this is a miniature, one of the miniature marigolds. This is growing great in here. We have basil. All of these miniature marigolds are growing great. We have orange hat tomatoes that's about to start putting out flowers, if you can see right there. So that's awesome. And then we have some nasturtiums, one already flowering. I think that this green stalk is going to be absolutely beautiful. I think that I planted it up very nicely. And then you have more beans and more tomatoes. And look at that. We got a flower on that tomato. So that's looking amazing, y'all. And I said I won't going through all of them, but apparently we are. This is another strawberry one. I think I over-watered because this ain't looking good. When I was watering them all, I think this one maybe didn't need as much. But anywho, We got some strawberries that need to be picked, and then we got some strawberries that's growing. That's amazing. Remember, we harvested both of the herb green stalks. They both look like they've been harvested, but things are attempting to grow back. So that's time. You know, you got oregano, you got chives. This one I didn't harvest because all of the flowers were closed. So I need to come through and harvest those. I am trying to grow a year's worth of herbs, and I need to have the herbs in order to have a year's worth. And so with that being the case, we put them in green stalks. Oh, and the strawberries. I still have not gone through and amended them because I want to take it down. So I'm gonna get my son to take those top 3 layers down, and then I'm gonna amend it that way. That's the plan here, and I haven't amended them, but look at that. We already have strawberries. These are strawberries that are native here, which is why they're so small. I thought it would be cool to have some native strawberries in the backyard. Are we gonna be preserving a whole bunch? Absolutely not. But we also put our strawberry cups up, and you can see we are already rooting runners. Need to push that one down in there a little bit more, but we're already rooting runners, and so I'm excited about that. By the way, show you what we have back here. We will be planting beans soon. Also, we're gonna have more beans than we need. Because I saved the black bean seeds, I put 2, I think, in each one of them, and a lot of them came up. So we're gonna have more beans than we need, but we'll find a spot for them. These are also black beans. They're coming up. Our dragon tongue beans are also coming up. And then our burgundy beans are also coming up. Back here are our miniature sunflower, our teddy bear sunflowers. I think I put 2 in each because the seeds were old. So I'm waiting to see if I get 2, and that way I can separate them, and then I can put them into the green stalks, and then some of them go into the main garden. Over here, these are other seeds that we started, but we just started them not too long ago. So we have our Armenian cucumbers, we have market more. These are tiger eye sunflowers, tall sunflowers, purple potted pole beans, purple potted pole beans, more teddy bear sunflowers, and some sugar baby watermelon. So we're getting there. Those are the last set of seeds I need to complete the garden for summer, and then we'll start thinking about what we will be succession sowing. But right now, everything that's supposed to go in early summer is either planted and I'm waiting to put it in the garden, or it's already planted in the garden. We have our grapevine looking just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at that, y'all. And they are everywhere. Some of them, of course, are going to fall, but they are everywhere. And that is what you see when you walk into the garden. And this is why I don't want to cut my grapevine. Because while it's a menace in the summer, it's also very, very pretty. Y'all, I've been harvesting so much calendula, like just a whole bunch of calendula. We also have the chamomile finally coming in. So I've been harvesting chamomile too. We got a lot of chamomile coming in. So tomorrow morning, I'll come out here because most of this will be open, and I'll just basically pull it all off. Chamomile is one of those plants that the more you harvest, the more it will grow. So I just try to come out here and just get it as soon as I can. But we also have a hollyhock over here, and it's growing pretty tall. I don't know if I told y'all that there was a hollyhock over here. That calendula and the chamomile looks absolutely amazing, y'all. I'm happy that I decided to plant it all here because it's actually really pretty this way too. And maybe tomorrow I'll get a video when I come out here in the morning, because a lot of these are gonna be open and I'm gonna be harvesting them. So this is the other side. If you remember, this is where all the roses were, where you couldn't get into the orchard area and it was just a big mess. I did cut some of the grapevine back just so that it wouldn't be in this space, and I will continue to do that, but I won't be cutting anything here unless like it grows out this way, which you can see that is the case. But I'm gonna try to like push it into the trellis first, just like I have been doing. I just think it's so pretty. Anywho, down here we put a zinnia because we had an extra zinnia. So zinnias get pretty big, so I'm hoping that it kind of fills this space up until I can figure out what I'm gonna do right here. This year it'll just be a zinnia. Right across from that space I just showed you, we have all of our tomatoes, mostly paste or, you know, red tomatoes, because I want to use it for sauces, salsas, things like that. So like most of these are Italian Roma. We also have a colonial back there. This is a patio choice because when I was laying things out, I didn't realize that I did not have a tomato, but for the most part, this is a cherry tomato. For the most part, these are paste tomatoes. Or maybe not just paste, but they are red tomatoes. That's what I'm gonna say, they're red tomatoes. And right beside that is our saffron. Might have lost one, a little bit of something right here. It might have lost something right there too. I'm not positive. Anyway, I feel like it should be greener. If you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I know what's wrong, please tell me, because it looked better when I originally planted it. Our snapdragons are getting bigger. You can tell we're about to get some blooms on here, so that's exciting. If you remember, we put a dahlia here. We had a bloom. I think it has died back already. So we'll be getting some more blooms. And then in the quick tent bed right behind the one that I just showed you, both of those are quick tent garden beds, we have more garlic. And this garlic looks just way better. We also have some of the leaves dying back. As I understand it, you're supposed to wait until you got like the lower 3 or 4 leaves and then you pull it. And then that would be sometime around June. As I understand it, June or July, but I already have some. And then I also see this on this one, which indicates to me that maybe we have allium leaf miner problem. I don't know. Let's pull it because that's splitting. And I think that's what I'm seeing right now. I was not planning on pulling this, but I also did not see that. So let's just see what we got going on down here, because you got some splitting for sure. See, something's going on there. And I don't know if it's allium leaf miner or what it is, but it was splitting. So I figured just go ahead and take it. We will still keep it, and I will get to the bottom of if there's allium leaf miner in there. As I understand it, this is not supposed to happen. So I'm just gonna put it on the table and I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this one. But anywho, that garlic is looking amazing. That garlic was planted in September. For the most part, this was planted in November. These 2 rows, this garlic was planted in September though. That was the only one that I noticed was splitting. So we went ahead and pulled it just to be safe. Also gonna go ahead and grab these weeds because I don't want that growing out of control. Anywho, that's the garlic and I'm excited to see it. Right here we have more tomatoes. These are Mountain Moret, I think is how you say it. I want to say there's Italian Romas mixed in here too. Oh, and there's Homestead tomatoes in here. These are all determinate varieties. So they're going to give me a big flush and I can leave them, or I can pull them and plant something else. Right here we have our mullein and it looks like it's trying to flower. I've never seen it yet. So I think this is going to flower. Someone said their mullein flowered and then it died. So I don't know. I've never had mine flower, but we'll watch it. This is from last year. It came back, so that's really cool, but it does look like it's about to flower. Back here we have dahlias. We still have some dill. If you remember, I told you that we harvested the dill. It is coming back. I have freeze dried most of it already. So if I harvest this again, I will also freeze dry that. Down here is the borage that we moved out of another bed. Borage gets really big, but it's very pretty and it's also really good for the pollinators. The bees love it. So that's why I kept it, just put it in these bags. Borage self-sows heavily. So if you ever plant it and you ever let it go to seed, just know you will have borage every year and you will not have to plant it. These are the ranunculus. They're doing pretty good and you can see we're about to get some blooms over here. So very nice. That one is a ranunculus too. Not really sure what's going on with it though. It doesn't look great. You have an elderberry that we moved. It is getting its bearing and starting to grow. I think it looks really good. Excited to see what this looks like in future years. I don't think I'm going to get much off of it this year, but in future years, I'm really interested to see what it's going to look like. This is another elderberry that I basically just stuck in a bag, a branch from this one, stuck it in a bag. It decided to grow. Once the season is over, we're going to also put that in this bed, but in that corner. The blueberries, they're looking like, you know, they're looking okay. Like this one is packed with blueberries. Now they're not as big as they were last year. Not yet anyway, but I did not fertilize. Someone was asking me if I have an issue with acidity. I don't when I fertilize. I just never fertilize. And I'm not gonna say got around to it. I didn't want to because it was cold outside. I normally get so many blueberries off of these rose bushes. But this year I did not fertilize. So I don't have an issue with acidity. When I fertilize, I don't know that I have an issue with acidity now. And I'm not going to test my soil, because what I do know is if I fertilize, I don't have an issue at all. And so it's looking very boneless. It's looking very boneless in the blueberry section this year. You know, normally this is full of leaves, full of greenery, but not this year. And I do think it's because I did not get out here and fertilize, and that's okay. Things happen. Thing is, we're still going to get blueberries, and a lot of them. They just might not be as big as they normally are. This bed, if you remember, we have squash in here. I poured some of the rabbit manure in here, and I didn't mix it in because it'll break down on its own on the top as it rains and stuff. Squash are very heavy feeders. I figured it could not hurt. Oh, another blueberry plant with a whole bunch of blueberries on it, but not a lot of leaves. Over here we have nasturtiums. These are already starting to bloom. We have a zinnia. We have another nasturtium, pretty color, that's about to bloom too, and another zinnia. Over here, ranunculus, I actually made a bouquet today. It was very pretty, a flower arrangement, and they are still going. I think these are so pretty. So we still got some that's trying to bloom. I'm hopeful that they stay for a little while longer, y'all, because they're just beautiful. If you remember, we put some zinnias in here. They are looking good, growing. You can tell that they're growing, because once these ranunculus die out, that's what will take over this bed. But this is the bed, when I find roses, this is where that rose bush is going to go, right here. I think it would be really pretty when you come in the garden that you see a big old pretty rose bush. So that's my plan, to get roses back in the garden, not in the ground, because they thrived really well in the ground, and not in the orchard area. I want to reserve the orchard area for orchardy things. So peaches, grapes, apples, figs. If I decide to get something else, which I don't think I got space for nothing else, that's where I want it to go. And also I could figure out a spot to put the citrus over there as well, if it lives, because I'm not doing nothing extra to keep that citrus alive in the winter or in the summer. I'm telling you that right now. Right in front of the bed with the ranunculus, you have some more determinate tomatoes. These are colonial, and they also have basil in the bags. I forgot to tell y'all that. Some of the tomato bags have basil in them too. And so we need to get around to tying these up. I will tell you, I'm trying something different, and I saw it at Hoss when I was looking over their website. So I'm gonna see if I could put some netting up here and if that will work for these, because these are determinate. So they're not gonna get super tall and they're not gonna keep growing. And then I won't have to run string back and forth and use the Florida weave. So I'm gonna try it. I only got 2, so I'm gonna try it. If it seems to be working, then I'm gonna order more. Right in front of those tomatoes, and as you come into the garden, you have potatoes. And these potato plants look absolutely amazing. If you were here last year, my potatoes did not do great in the spring. I don't know why, but they did not do great. This year, they're doing amazing. This is 29 bags of potatoes that go through the garden, and when you walk in, this is what you see. I think it's so pretty, and I hope that we get a whole bunch of potatoes. Each one of these 7-gallon grow bags, all of the bags in the garden are 7-gallon. These are 7-gallon grow bags that had 2 pieces of potato that I had cut, and they were chitting. This is what we have, and they're doing absolutely amazing, y'all. I'm super duper excited. And I can't wait to harvest them. I have had really good harvest of potatoes out of bags. I did not have a good harvest last year, but I have had really good harvest of potatoes. I almost forgot to tell y'all about the middle bed. And so we have planted out all of our indeterminates on this trellis. So I'm trying that this year too. Like, how well will it do on this cattle panel? Because truth be told, honest truth, if I could be completely honest with you, I'm tired of the Florida weave. It's more work than I really want to do. I'm trying to find other ways to trellis these tomatoes. If the cattle panel is my best option, I will find somebody with a truck to take me to get more cattle panel. I will set that up, and that will stay up. I'm kind of tired of Florida weave. It works well, but I'm kind of tired of it. It's a lot of work. If you were here last year, you remember that the tomatoes went wild because I got tired of doing it. We have those planted out, and then we have nasturtiums, we have marigolds all across the front. This is a volunteer tomato. I don't know what kind it is, just decided to leave it. But this bed is also gonna have all black beans. When we start to plant black beans, this is where they will go. And I think it's like around 120 some black beans that can go in this bed. Not with that tomato, so we're gonna have to take a few of them out, because you can put 9 beans in a square foot. Also forgot to show you this little space where we have ranunculus. And what we put in here to take the place of the ranunculus are asters. So you got an aster there, and you have an aster here that's like really close to the ground. Haven't been checking on these. But anyway, yeah, that's what's gonna take the place of those ranunculus. Then you have, this is beside the potatoes. I don't think I ever planted a potato in this bag. It's no way I did, and nothing came up. Either way, we now have an ancho poblano pepper in here. Right here we have a shishito. All of these peppers look yellow. I'm gonna tell you why. For one, they were stressed in the pots. They needed to come out of the pots. I told y'all that when we were planting them. For two, for peppers, this is cold. I'm not doing anything to them. I am just waiting until we warm up, making sure that the soil stays moist, and then we will see what happens, because I think it's really chilly for them. Peppers like warmer weather, and I think it's real chilly. This is a jalapeno, another jalapeno, a cayenne long, a California wonder, all the way down. We are doing a lot of bell peppers this year with just a few of the other type of peppers mixed in. Right here in the bed beside it, a block bed, this is our leeks. And so see right here, makes me nervous. And I think we have 2 pieces. Makes me think we got an allium leaf miner problem, but we just, oh, I didn't mean to pull that off. But we just gonna leave it for now. We have 1 nasturtium in this bed. And then in the back, if you remember, we did patio tomatoes, and they are looking good. Still green, still growing. I can see a little bit of growth, I do believe. And you got marigolds doing well. You got basil in there doing well. So I'm really excited with this section, because if you have been here for a while, you know tomatoes and peppers have not done well in these beds. And I'm crossing my fingers, hoping I'm not speaking too soon. But right now they're still green, so that is a plus. Normally they turn like yellow or light green really fast once I plant them out. They're not that color, so I'm excited. I'm hopeful, y'all. I'm hopeful. It's looking real good. And so right here, the peppers I just showed you, this is our new birdies bed that we put in. And we have dahlias back here. That's looking beautiful. I harvested these. They were a part of my bouquet that I put together today, but they're looking good. We got a lot of other sprouts coming in, so we'll have more coming in soon too. Really, really pretty. They're doing real good back here in this bed. As soon as our purple potted pole beans come up, we're gonna put them on this trellis, and so they'll go all the way across this trellis. Cannot remember what's supposed to be planted down here, because the beans honestly stop at the top most of the time, and then I have to start like pulling them down because they start to grow up to the sun. So yeah, there'll be something else on this trellis. I just can't remember what will be over here. The flower bed, what I decided was I put all of the lupin in the flower bed. These are ranunculus back here too. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. So when these ranunculus die out, then the lupin and the zinnia should take over. So you got a lupin here, you got a lupin back here, zinnias. What I'm hopeful for is lupin is perennial, so they'll come back next year. I don't have to worry about planting them. Snapdragons are also perennial, so they should, in my area, they should come back next year. So what I'm hoping is to be making a perennial flower bed at this point. Where that echinacea was, we put lupin here, but we got a nice piece of echinacea coming right here. The smaller ones I pulled out, and I could plant them somewhere else or, you know, make plants out of them, but I don't need them, so I'm not gonna do it. Like this is either butterfly flower or milkweed. I can't remember which one, but it's native, so that comes back every year. These dahlias I did not plant. I left them here last year. The tubers stayed in the ground. I started them from seed, but the tubers stayed in the ground and then they came back. Hollyhocks are biennial, so next year I think this won't be here. I have to plant something else. or the plants that's already in here that are perennial will come back. And then we have a sedum. So yes, I'm hoping to make myself a perennial flower bed that I don't have to worry about planting every year. Behind the bed of tomatoes that I just showed you, you have some indeterminate. So these are going to just keep growing and growing and growing. So I'll probably still put these on the Florida weave. So you have Cherokee purple, you have a great white, Cherokee purple, and then you have an early girl hybrid. So these will probably still be on the Florida weave until I can find a better option for them. And then you have more peppers that don't look great. These are grand bell peppers for the most part. And then I think we have a California Wonder at the end. So all bell peppers right here. A lot of the specialty peppers are either in the green stalk or either in the greenhouse, because the peppers that I really want are bell peppers, and I want them to be out in the garden where they can get as much sun as they need and all of that stuff. And then back here you have San Marzano, and this is still that great white. I decided to just put it down in the bag, make sure, that came out, and make sure that it stays watered and then it can root. I would prefer another great white over a cherry or a grape tomato. So you have San Marzano and a great white, also indeterminate, and they will have to go on the Florida weave. Here you have some more Grand Bell and California Wonder in this bed. And peppers like to touch. That's what they say. That's what I've noticed. They don't mind touching. They don't mind being close. So I have one pepper per square foot, and they're all in the row in between. On the outside, you got basil and you got marigolds. These marigolds I got from a store because I went and got normal size marigolds. So that's what you have on the outside, and then you have the peppers. These peppers also look yellow. And then you got nasturtiums up here. This is going to be beans, and this is going to be sunflowers, beans and miniature sunflowers. Same thing over there. And then you have your leeks. They're also making me think that we have allium leaf miner over here too. So we'll see what happens. One thing about it, I don't think the allium leaf miner is going to affect every last thing in here that's an allium, but I am keeping my eye on it. Oh, y'all, the asparagus bed looked terrible. Compared to previous years, this looks absolutely sparse. But we just not harvesting pretty much anything anymore. We're just letting everything go to fern, and we're gonna let it die back this year. If you've been here for a while, every year I cut these early. Last year must have been the year where they said, well, that's enough. That's enough. And you did it, and now we're going to give you what you asking for because this bed looks terrible. But I think if I let it fern, let it get all the sun it needs, next year it'll be better. And if I just keep doing that, that maybe this bed will get better. And I think that it will. I think that it was just like, yeah, you have made your decision, and now we're going to show you it's a bad decision. You made that decision more than once too. Okay, so I think last but not least is our lilac green stalk. First green stalk I ever had. Oh, by the way, the nets are gone. I didn't do anything. I think that the net eggs hatched, they hung around, and now they're gone. And I think the nets was in the soil because they're gone now. Like there's a few, but you're gonna see a few, but not nearly as many as what was back here. So I pretty much think it was the soil. They hatched, now they gone. But this green stalk looks amazing. So we have peppers in here. This one already has a flower on it. I still need to go through for any of the peppers and put a bamboo stake. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But we have nasturtiums that's about to start flowering. Oh, I used some of these carrot leaves to make my bouquet today. And I'm trying to see what we looking like. Yeah, we got carrots growing. I'm just leaving them for now. That eggplant, the smallest one, got flea beetle. Something terrible on it. But they get flea beetle every year. Now, what I will say is last year I didn't have an issue with flea beetle in the green stalk, but this year apparently I do. This nasturtium is trying to take over. Get back over there. That's where you belong. But that's that eggplant, but it already has flea beetle. We have basil in here. We have more peppers. We got a Jimmy Nardello pepper looking real skinty. More basil. We got a flower I put in there. It's probably extra. And then, oh, this is the other eggplant. It has flea beetle and a little bit of nets on it too. Like I said, not nearly as many as there were. I think they're all gonna move along soon. But that green stalk is also looking amazing. And just in general, the garden is looking amazing. I'm very excited. We are at the end of April, so this is the end of April garden tour. By the time we do our next garden tour in May, I am sure the beans will be out too. The sunflowers will be out, the watermelon. Now, the thing with the watermelon is, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and plant it in there with the garlic. I don't think the garlic is thriving right now. I think that I just don't want to pull it because I'm hopeful. But I think that I'm going to go ahead and plant the watermelon as well. Also, I think that I'm going to add a little bit of black cow. I have some. I had it for when I filled up the green stalk. So I'm going to add a little black cow to that bed too, just to make sure it has a lot of nutrients in it. But yeah, the garden is looking good, y'all. I cannot complain. And with that being the case, we have looked around. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all. And I will more than likely plant that